All right, good morning, traders. Today is October 30th. Boy, I messed that one up. October 31st, 2024. Happy Halloween. So, good morning to everybody, and thank you all for being here. Everybody in the room, everybody out there in digital land, talking about YouTube, Facebook, Rumble, Twitter, Instagram. Everybody, thank you for being here and finding value in my content. Appreciate that. Thank you for your subscriptions. Thank you for leaving the kind comments. I love that. All right, so my SPY pivot this morning is 580.57. Above it, I'm a bull. Below it, I'm a bear. All of the Fab Five, guess what? Still in daily uptrends. SPY closed with a 2-hour downtrend and a 10-minute downtrend. IWM made a higher high and a higher low, closing over a bullish cross over the 17 EMA. Diamond Dow made a lower high and a lower low, closing below a bearish trap under the 17. SPY made an outside day, closing below a bearish trap and under the 17. QQQ and FNGU made higher highs and higher lows, closing near their 8 EMAs but over their 17 EMAs. Gold and silver, both still in uptrends. Silver made a lower high and a lower low, closing under a bullish trap. In the bullish trap over the 17 EMA, while gold made a new all-time high. UNG in an uptrend made a lower low and a lower high, closing under a bearish trap and under the 17 EMA. USO in a downtrend made a higher low and a higher high, closing inside a bearish trap under the 17 EMA. US dollar index still in an uptrend. Closed near the 104.10 area. All right, let's go take a look at some charts. Hey, good morning, Scott and Lenny. Thank you for being here. All right, here's SPY. Shaded section, pre-market, post-market. Okay, so all of this area right here, I'll box it off for you. Okay, like all of this stuff right here, that's the post-market. All of this over here, okay, this is the pre-market. Okay, post-market, pre-market. Yesterday's post-market, today's pre-market. Okay, so all of that. So in regards to what we closed last night, all right, we had a 10-minute downtrend. You can see price action. You got red candles underneath the 3 EMA. That's the thin yellow line. That's the faster moving one. Okay, and you got price and the 3 underneath the 8. That's the white line right there. All right, so that's the 8 EMA. And all 3 are underneath a falling 17, which is these red dots right there. And all of that underneath VWAP. That's the burnt brown line right there. So 10-minute downtrend yesterday. For today, we're under the pivot, so all we would need is a red candle for an entry, all right? On the downside, because we already got the 10-minute downtrend. We don't have to run out and establish it. It's already going. All we need is a red candle. It just can't be a doji candle, and it can't be a bottoming tail candle, all right? And it can't be a green candle. All right, so we don't want any pause or hesitation. That would be a doji. We don't want a bottoming tail, sign of a reversal, or a green candle. That would be a sign of a reversal as well. Okay, so 10-minute downtrend going into the close. On the 2-hour chart, try it again here. 2-hour chart. Okay. These are our closing candles right here on the 2-hour chart. 3 underneath the 8. Price 3, 8 underneath 17. 2-hour downtrend. Right into prior high anchored VWAP right there. All right. 2-hour downtrend, 10-minute downtrend. Daily chart. Let's take a look at the daily chart. Price action, outside day, see? Higher high, lower low. Where did we close? Down here. Underneath, bearish trap. Underneath, flat 17 EMA. Okay, so outside day, higher high, lower low. Okay, so there we are with that. SPY pivot this morning. All right, SPY pivot this morning is going to be, I think I said 580.57, which puts it right about, see if I can find it, 580, a little bit high, a little bit higher, a little bit right there. Okay, 580.50, that's too high, right there. Okay, so 580.57. All right, that's price. Underneath that, I'm a bear. Over that, I'm a bull. All right, so we'll see what happens today. All right, we'll see. Now, if the bulls do the gap fill thing, I mean, they can't even come a penny short. Okay, if they do the gap fill thing, all right, that's going to be a sign that the bulls are present and accounted for, all right? In other words, they showed up for class, okay? If they fail to do the gap fill thing before 1:30, okay, then that's a sign that the bears own the day, and be prepared for maybe a second wave to the downside. We'll see what happens, all right? But that's what we're looking at. We're a long way from the gap. So I guess Meta and Microsoft reported yesterday. Not sure how they did. It didn't look good at the close yesterday. Yeah, see, they're falling out of bed. Not bad, though. I mean, what are they down, like 4 days of price action? That's not bad. They're not even down 4 days. They're only down like 2 days. So really, that's not bad. So we could get a rip from here on the SPY based on just Meta. Let's take a look at Microsoft. Microsoft lost about a week's worth of gains. You can see starting from the 22nd. All right, about a week's worth of gains right there on Microsoft. A little bit worse off than Meta. All right, so both of those big cap stocks, you know, when those big heavyweights move, they drag the market with them, all right? All it takes is maybe even 6 out of the 10 to start falling, and they can drag the rest of it with it. You don't even need to have all 10 dropping. All you need is just more than half of the top 10 weighted stocks moving to the downside, and that's enough right there to drag the whole market with it. So there's Microsoft, okay, having some effect on the market. This is why I say when you talk about earnings, all right, some stocks are going to have an effect on the market, whereas others will not. These are so heavily weighted that they will have an effect. The market cap on these, I think, is like $3.5 trillion for Microsoft, and I think it's like $1.5 trillion for Meta, all right? I think. I'm not positive. It's about that. Anyways, these are the culprits this morning. Okay, so there's Microsoft and Meta. All right, let's get back to business. QQQ. Okay, QQQ on the daily chart for today. Okay, still making higher highs, still making higher lows. Still bullish, up over the prior all-time high anchored VWAP. That's bullish. Over the rising 17. That's bullish. Moving up and holding the higher ground. Okay? Up and over as opposed to up and then give it up. That's just neutral. Okay? Up and over. That's bullish right there. So everything's still bullish on QQQ, SPY, all right? Same thing with SPY, All right, we'll go back and drill through it. It's not quite what I wanted to do. Let's try it one more time. All right, see how price action, all right, moving up and then holding the higher ground up there, up over the prior all-time high anchored VWAP. All right, so price action under the 17, not so good, but moving up, still making higher lows and higher highs. Everything's still bullish, SPY and QQQ. All right, let's go take a look at FNGU. All right, FNGU moving up, holding the higher ground. That's bullish right there. Okay, up over prior all-time high anchored VWAP. That's bullish. Up over the green dots. All right, that's the rising 17. That's bullish. Hanging out in the upper third. Okay, right here. This would be the upper third. That's bullish. So everything's still working. FNGU, QQQ, and SPY right there. Okay, let's go take a look at IWM. All right, IWM, same deal. Hanging out in the upper quadrant. That's bullish. Okay, we're in quadrant 4 up here. Okay, this is quadrant 4. Okay, this is 1, 2, 3. We're in quadrant 4. Okay, that's bullish. All right, up over the 17. Okay, that's the green dots. That's bullish. Up over the 2024 all-time high in just for 2024. Over that anchored VWAP. That's bullish. All right. So price action still doing well here. All right. Moving up, holding the higher ground up here. You can see they're up. Here's the beginning of the move. And here we are today, still up in quadrant 4. So everything's still looking good for IWM. Holding above the uptrend line. That's bullish. Everything. So far, bullish. IWM, bullish. QQQ, FNGU, all right, and SPY. Let's take a look at Diamond Dow. All right. All right, so here's Diamond Dow. A little bit different, but still bullish. Okay, a little bit different. Okay, not quite as strong as the others. Price action for Diamond Dow. All right. Lower high, lower low, closing under bearish trap. Not so bullish. Closing underneath flat 17. Not so bullish. Closing under prior all-time high anchored VWAP. Not so bullish. Over this midpoint. That's bullish. Okay. Moving up, holding some of the higher ground. Okay, and move up. And then we'll just call it right there. It's halfway point. Some of the higher ground, that is bullish. Okay, over the midpoint, that's bullish. Making higher highs and higher lows, that's bullish. If they take out the low, we'll have a downtrend. Okay, so if they take out the low of this consolidation, we'll have ourselves a downtrend. There's Diamond Dow coming dangerously close to converting this uptrend into a downtrend, but hasn't done it yet, so everything's still bullish. All right, so let's go take a look at technicals today. T2122. This is yesterday's technicals, excuse me. So we ripped through the midpoint, midfield, 50-yard line, half court, whatever, midfield, whatever you want to call it. Knocked on the door of the buy zone. Bears wouldn't open the door. Okay, price action, made a higher low, but from the higher low, we made a lower high right here, and then made a series of lower lows and lower highs to close the day in the seller's chop zone underneath the midpoint. Okay, that's T2122. Just looking at that kind of tells me everything on T2123. Probably going to be green at the beginning of the day, and then the rest of the day is going to be red. Okay. Price action on the 15-minute here. Okay, this would be yesterday's price action. See, there we are. Green at the beginning of the day, rest of the day red. Okay, notice we failed to fill the gap. Bears are still present and accounted for. They showed up for class. All right? See that? Not filling gaps. Not filling bearish gaps tells me the Bears are in town. All right? There's T2123. Underneath a flat or rolling over 200 SMA, okay, Bears are in town. Okay, underneath the midpoint, Bears are in town. All right, so we're still bullish. We haven't made a lower low yet. Okay, we're just not bullish today. Okay, we haven't been bullish for the last, I'm going to call it 7 days. So there's T2123. Okay, still in an uptrend. Okay, so you got all the Fab 5 still in uptrends. T2123 in an uptrend. Part of the Fab 5, FNGU. All right, that's the big cap stocks, still in an uptrend. T2123, which happens to include all of the stocks in the NYSE. All right, still in an uptrend. All right, you got IWM, small caps and mid caps, Russell 2000, aka. All right, also in an uptrend. Okay, market is still bullish. All right, let's take a look at 3-bar chart. Here comes the 3-bar chart. Rising 200, ripping through and up and over 3 prior all-time highs. Right through there. Price action up over 200 SMA and closing in. You can see price action is coming down and 200 SMAs coming up, so that space in between is now no longer expanding. It's starting to contract. Okay, price action underneath the midpoint, not so good. Price action printing 3 more red candle bars, not so good. But let me just say, this is to be expected. After 40 days of running up, they're going to need a good 7 days of rest, maybe even more, maybe 11. All right, probably be a prime number. Okay, so there's T2123 3-bar, making higher lows and higher highs. That's bullish. All right, let's take a look at FNGU. Take a look at that. This is the 15-minute chart instead of the daily chart. All right, for price action for yesterday. All right, you can see kind of just like IWM or what do you want to call it there? T2123. Buying at the beginning of the day, and then it looks like they just pulled the bid and let it free fall right into the close for Meta and Microsoft earnings. It's funny how they knew that, you know? Isn't that kind of funny how they knew, hey, we don't need to buy it. It's not going anywhere. So, anyways, there's FNGU. Still bullish. Okay, moving up, holding the higher ground, closing the day yesterday, right up in here. Closed the day in quadrant 4. We're down here today. This dash, that's where we closed yesterday, okay? So that would still be bullish, okay? Price action making higher lows and higher highs, moving up and closing up here, that's bullish. I'd like to see them hold the higher ground. Right now, I gotta say, it looks like they went up and they gave it up, right? Question is, how much of this up move are they going to give up? Are they going to come down to here? All right, back there again? I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. So there's FNGU on the 15-minute chart. All right, just going to take a look at a few sectors, and we'll take a look at oil and gas. Let me find my... That's the one. All right, let's take a look at gold first. Gold, yesterday, printing new all-time highs. Okay, brand new all-time highs right there for gold yesterday. Closing over the trap over the 17. Silver, still in an uptrend, making higher highs, higher lows. Up over prior 12-year high anchored VWAP. Price action for yesterday, lower high, lower low, closing in the trap over the 17. Silver, still bullish on silver, still bullish on gold. Let's take a look at USO. This petroleum crude oil yesterday. We're in a downtrend. Why? Making lower highs and lower lows. Lower high, lower low. That's a downtrend. Price action for yesterday. Okay, that's this candle here. Higher low, higher high, closing in a bearish trap under flat 17 EMA there. Okay, so still in a downtrend for USO. Not time yet. UNG, Nat Gas. All right. Nat Gas put in this nice move up. They didn't put any landings in to catch on. Okay, but they had this nice move up. Then they had this steep pullback. But they never made a lower low, so they're still in an uptrend. Okay, you understand that? They took out this high and converted the downtrend that they had into an uptrend by taking out this high. Okay, now if they take out this low, they'll be in a downtrend. They came close, but no cigar there. Okay, had they made a lower low, we would have a downtrend. Okay, price action for today. What do we have? Yesterday, lower high, lower low, closing under. See, the faster moving average is underneath the 8, underneath the bearish trap, so that makes it a bearish trap, underneath a falling 17 EMA. UNG still in a downtrend. Take a look at a few sectors. SMH. All right, SMH moving up, holding the higher ground. That's bullish, up over the prior all-time high anchored VWAP. That's bullish. Making higher highs and higher lows. That's bullish. XLK, I'm going to run through them quick now. Okay, moving up, holding the higher ground. That's bullish, up over the 17 EMA. Didn't quite make it yesterday. You can see they closed. Okay, not so bullish. Up over all-time high anchored VWAP. That is bullish. Making higher highs and higher lows, also bullish. Let's take a look at XLI. XLI, moving up and over to the right. That's bullish. Closing, this would be yesterday's candle, the green one. Closing in the upper third, that's bullish. Underneath prior all-time high anchored VWAP and the all-time high anchored VWAP, not so bullish. Up over the midpoint, that's bullish. All right? So still moving up, holding this higher ground. They just couldn't hold this little bubble up top, but they're holding this area right through there. That's still bullish, XLI. XLU, moving up, holding the higher ground. See, they're in quadrant 4. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4. So moving up over to the right, that's bullish, okay? Closing underneath prior all-time high anchored VWAP and all-time high anchored VWAP, not so much, okay? Again, closing in quadrant 4 bullish, closing underneath 17 EMA, not so much, all right? Notice they're going up. They didn't give it up yet from this low right here, right? Okay, it looks like they almost gave it up. Okay, now if they take out that low, they'll be in a downtrend. All right, same with XLI. Okay, if they take out this low, they'll be in a downtrend. That's XLI. Let's take a look at XLF. XLF, look at this, moving up, holding the higher ground. That's bullish. Closing in quadrant 4, that's bullish. Closing over the rising 17 EMA, that's bullish. Closing over the midpoint, that's bullish. Making higher highs and higher lows, that's bullish. So you can see we've got all of those sectors, those 5, the utilities, the industrials, the financials, the technology, and the semiconductors, all still bullish. All of the Fab 5 still bullish. T2123 still bullish. Big cap stocks, FNGU, that can drag those indexes everywhere, okay, still bullish. Everything's still working so far. Okay, just want to point that out. All right, XRT, all right. Okay, for this one to see a little bit of the bullishness, you got to kind of like back off quite a bit. Okay, all right. Price action. Okay, from October low, from 2023, we move up and we hold the higher ground up here. Okay, it's been like 8-9 month consolidation over this line right here. Okay, moving to the right. Really sloppy over to the right. But that's bullish. Up over all-time high anchored VWAP, that's the pink line. Okay, that's bullish. Okay, making higher highs and higher lows. Okay, higher low, higher high, that's bullish. Up over the midpoint, that's bullish. Be better to see price action in the upper third. Even more better, if that's a word, more better. Up here in quadrant 4 would be more better. Okay, we've got higher lows. Whenever I see higher lows, guess what? I believe there's pressure on the bulls to make the higher high. We'll see what happens. Making a higher high would be challenging all of these wicks that we've had. Okay, there's a wick or a bearish reversal. There's a wick. There's a wick. There's a wick. Wick, wick, double wick, another wick. Okay, again, probably going to be challenging those 9 or 8 wicks up there. Okay, so XRT, still bullish. Last one, IYT. All right, so this is, let's make sure I got the right candle. Somebody's falling out of bed. That is really spooky. Right there, that is spooky. Don't like that candle. Anyways, yesterday's price action. Really nice, really beautiful candle. Higher low, higher high. Wow, look at that. Nice candle. No follow through though. See that? No follow through. That's just one nice candle. That's all I can say. Without the follow through, we don't have a pattern. So there's IYT. Higher low, higher high. Closing over, well over, almost even challenging the all-time high right here. That's the all-time high. I mean, we come dangerously close to taking that out right there. See that wick? That's how close we got. There's just that little quarter or a third of the wick up there. All right? That if we'd have taken that out, we would have had a new all-time high in the transports. Transports are huge, okay? Because they show us products getting moved around the country, products coming off the shelves, all right, and going home with customers, products getting shipped from warehouses and going home with customers, all right, personnel's being placed in the important places that they need to. If they need to train people on the new software, introduce people to new healthcare, all these kinds of what do they call it? HR, human resources stuff that needs to happen. You get the crane operators putting the cranes together, get those bridges rebuilt, get the heavy roads working again, the heavy road machinery. Okay, that means everybody's moving around the country to get stuff done. That's good. All right, so that's this IYT. You see that? That means things are moving. Things are looking good. I always like to watch the transports. That's a really nice candle. Sad to lose it, but that's a really nice candle. Closing over, rising 17, closing in quadrant 4, closing over all-time high anchored VWAP, and closing over the blue line, prior all-time high anchored VWAP, and moving up, holding the higher ground. All of that, what I just said, is bullish. All right, let's go take a look at. So there you have it. Almost all the sectors, super bullish, all right? So let's go take a look at, so I wouldn't be surprised if we have a rip today, all right? Or maybe a pause and then the rip comes tomorrow. We'll see. All right, let's go take a look at the economics package. The main event was GDP yesterday. Was kind of so-so, not a real disappointment, but nothing really to brag about. Okay, US dollar right here. Closing 104.13. See the body? The body's red. So the closing number is going to be at the bottom of the body, not the bottom of the tail. Okay, it's where the body closes. 104.10, 104.14. Okay, still in an uptrend. Why? Made a higher high. Took out this high. Took out, and it's working on this one right here. See, they're working on it. Couldn't quite get it done. All right, so there's U.S. dollar index still in an uptrend. Okay, so let's take a look at the next one. Economic calendar. Let's just go ahead and hit max pain while we're here, so if we can get it fired up. Takes a while. Come on. All right, don't be like that. All right. All right, for economic package for today. Jobless claims, 8:30. All right, it's coming out any minute. Alan, if you're going to share that, thank you. Personal income and outlays, also 8:30. Employment cost index, also 8:30. Chicago PMI, 945. Natural gas report at 10:30. And let me scroll down. Treasury buyback results, Treasury buyback announcement. Other than that, that's it. Okay, so we'll see how the job cut or jobless claims come out. I'm not really too concerned because we are in a seasonal months right now where there'll be a lot of hiring so that they can sample, all right, a lot of their new products coming out for the holiday season, as well as stock the shelves, as well as, cash people out, the whole thing, all right? It's going to take a lot of personnel to take care of these holiday seasons, all right? A lot more people going to be needed to drive trucks and deliver products from warehouses to homes, all right? Again, I'm not really worried about the jobless claims today, okay, because there's going to be a lot of hiring going on. Tomorrow, employment situation. Again, it's just another way of saying employment or jobs or whatever. Again, I'm not really worried about it because of the holiday season. Afterwards, yes, I will be concerned. PMI manufacturing final, 9:45. Lori Logan's going to speak. It's not Mr. Powell, so not really concerned about that one. ISM manufacturing index at 10. Consumer spending at 10. And a Baker, the rig count at 1 o'clock, usually at 1 o'clock every day. Okay, so the main event was GDP yesterday. Kind of so-so. The market really didn't react to it. Wasn't bad. I don't think it was 3.0. It was kind of close, like 2.7 or something like that. But there was another data at the bottom of it that was very good. I forget which one that was. Anyways, okay, so there we are with the economic center. See if we can get some max pain going. And try it again. See if they're going to do it. Come on, you can do it. You can do it. Max pain today, 576. Well, we're already there. Who would have known? Would have nice to know that they were going to go to 576 today. All right, so max pain, they're already achieved it. Nothing to do there. Put the call ratio, okay? Now, because we already hit the max pain number, let me just say, we could have a put squeeze. That's 4 1/3 puts for each call. There could be a possible put squeeze or a short squeeze because we have like almost 4-1 between puts and calls. So that's interesting because we're already at max pain. We're well below it. All right, so put to call ratio. We'll see what happens. Could see a short squeeze. We'll see. All right, earnings calendar. All right, guess what? Tonight, Apple reports tonight. Amazon also reports tonight. Apple, $3.5 trillion. Amazon, almost $2 trillion. All right, so they could move the markets just like Meta and Microsoft did. They could move the markets if they print good numbers. Okay, MasterCard, they're going to report this morning about $500 billion. Merck, $283 billion, $250 billion. They're going to report alongside MasterCard this morning. Lindy Corporation, 226. There's $250 billion right there. They're going to report this morning. Shell Oil, $208 billion. They're going to report this morning. Uber Technologies, 163 billion. They're going to report this morning. Comcast, 161 billion. Total Energies, 149 billion. Eaton Corporation, 137 billion. Oh my gosh, there's more. ConocoPhillips, 121 billion. And Budweiser, 111 billion. They're going to report. And Bristol Myers, 105 billion. Regeneron, they came out during COVID. All right, they made a big, they made a name for themselves. 102 billion. Southern Company, 100 billion, right there. So a whole lot of market cap opening up this morning. Okay, but guess what? None of those, except for maybe MasterCard, okay, are in the league like Apple and Amazon. All right, so but tonight we got Apple and Amazon, so we'll see what happens. All right, on Thursday, Berkshire Hathaway is going to report, both of them, A and B. Okay, there's about $4 trillion. No, it's about $2 trillion between the two of them. Okay, ExxonMobil, that's sometime on Friday, supposedly, if they can find their P&L or decide when they want to report. Okay, ExxonMobil in the morning on Friday, $530 billion. Chevron, $275 billion. Enbridge, $87 billion. Again, familiar names, but nothing that's going to move the markets. On Monday, we've got Veritex Pharmaceuticals, $111 billion. They're going to report in the evening. Platinier, $100 billion, reporting in the evening. Constellation Energy, $83 billion. They're going to report in the morning. All right, so there you go. There's earnings. All right, so big earnings coming out tonight. Apple and Amazon. They could rip the markets if they have some good numbers. We'll see what they want to do. John, should an all-time high? Yes, that's a prior all-time high. Yes, you are right. All-time high. That's a prior all-time high. Okay, prior all-time high. Price is up over it still. That's bullish. And on the 17th, that would be the red candle here. Yes, we could put one on there. Okay. So we're over this, but we're under that. Good morning, Greg. Good morning, JA. All right, traders, I'm all out of breath. If you have any questions, post them in there. I'll get to them all. I will be back in 9:15 and we'll kick off the markets. Okay, again, the marching orders are find a red candle that's not a doji. Okay, it's not a bottoming tail candle, and it's not a green candle because we're under the pivot. So find one of those to pick up our 10-minute downtrend where we left off yesterday. Just saying, like between Meta and Microsoft, which caused this dip, I think they're poised in a location where they will bounce. So we could see gap fill today, possibly. We'll see, or a doji candle, and then a gap fill. A delayed gap fill tomorrow. We'll see what happens. So there's SPY. I'll go to the 10-minute chart and we'll do that. And we'll pick up this one here. That one. All right, I'm going to render my video. I'll see you guys in like 35 minutes. All right, thank you, everybody. Thank you.